1 minute mic check. 1 minute mic check. Thank you, Aberjam. McClunky. Though there was no McClunky in yesterday's Star Wars Saturday. Qapla All, it's Sunday. Sunday, January 12th, 2020. And no, we're not doing a Sunday fun day today. We're doing Serious Issue Sunday. And if you read the description, it says it's like Rational Roundtable, but better. Qapla Yosef Petrick, who thought I was going to be playing Just Cause today. I thought about it. I also thought about playing GTA 5, which Anti-Trekker suggested earlier on Rational Roundtable live stream, but until I can figure out how to get the mods and the scripts working on Grand Theft Auto 5, which hopefully will be this coming week, I don't want to stream with it. Because I didn't realize there are mods that just give you complete invincibility. You don't have to put the code in every 5 minutes. So that's what I want. I just want to be able to walk around completely invincible, being able to raise and lower my wanted level as needed using menu commands and like give me, spawn any vehicle, anywhere, any place, anytime. God mode, if you will. That's what I need. Because, as Emperor of Kuroga, that is the rightful power I should have. So once I get that straightened down, maybe this week, I don't know, maybe Tuesday, maybe Thursday, we'll do a Grand Theft Auto stream where I can do anything I want, anytime, anywhere, to anyone, however I want, and we'll see what fun comes from that. Anti-Trekker called first, although I don't think I had yet started. And he said, still first, and first after the thumbnail changed. And Joseph says he's watching Anti-Trekker spamming the live chat. Yes. Anti-Trekker says, Jar Life, no GTA, I was robbed. Unsubbing. Sure you were. Joseph says, I was expecting Just Cause since Joe bought it. I bought it a few days ago, and basically I bought it because using that grappler kind of looked pretty fun. Watching Anti-Trekker jump around like Spider-Man was actually a little more fun than what Grand Theft Auto gives you. So I was like, you know what? Let me try it. It's fun. It's certainly fun enough. It's a lot like Grand Theft Auto 5. With just slightly worse graphics. It's not bad. Although I'm having trouble using the grappler where you send, the single grappler that you just use like Spider-Man, that's fine. But when you need to get two of them together and then contract them to make things break apart, I have real trouble using that one for whatever reason. Anti-Trekker says, yeah, but Joe just can't play Just Cause. After all, it's a just cause, and Kuroga does not believe in that. That is not true, Anti-Trekker. Everything Kuroga does is a just cause. A just cause for Kuroga. Yosef says he will get unjust mode. He's known for modding. Anti-Trekker says, true, you know how if there was a game called Unjust Cause, I would get it for Bird. And Anti-Trigger says he's still first, which might have been when I actually started the stream. Qapla, welcome. Anti-Trigger. John Araki says Qapla, John Araki. Josh Street says Jaloja Life. Bird, you mean Jar Life. I didn't write Jaloja Life. Aberjam says McClunky, we hear you. Thank you, Aberjam. Anti-Trigger says 5 My 1 minute microphone test, that working well. Sci-Fi Nations is greetings, Birdo Prey, Mal Prey, Sastio Prey, and fellow nerds. See how you are, Bird. I just uploaded a video and was thinking of going live. You son of a bitch. Lol, just kidding, my friend. How are you today? I'm doing good, Sci-Fi, and I just saw your video go live as I was signing on to my YouTube account on my tablet, so I haven't watched it yet. It looked like it was a short video if I read the timestamp correctly. So I'll watch it soon after. I had an excellent thumbnail. I can tell you that. The thumbnail looked terrific. Anti-Trigger says, or Aberjam, that song is awesome. Oh, Aberjam, that song is awesome. John Street says, we heard the Geologian machine running. Did Bird say Beagle Bite 75% off when you buy a family bucket? I did not say that, and you haven't heard the Geologia machine today yet. Rambling Canuck says, hello, Bird of Prey 5 and all. Welcome, Rambling Canuck. How are you doing? It's been a while. Yosef says, everybody mambo. What? You want everybody to mambo? Sure. I'm mamboing. I'm mamboing in my jar. Anti-Trigger, hashtag Sunday Sad Day. Wow. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird being serious, that should be interesting. Well, I was just marginally serious, more serious. Today's the day we can talk about serious topics. If anybody has any they want to bring up. We don't have to. We don't have to. Anti-Trigger says, so he won't play until he can cheat. No, not cheating. I'm not going to use cheat codes. I'm going to use mods and scripts. This isn't cheating. This is outsmarting the game. Joseph says, told you, mods, Anti-Trigger, lol. Cinnabon Bunny says, hello, welcome, Cinnabon. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird. We know you love Kuroger almost as much as cheating, but you need professional help with that cheating addiction, my friend. It's not addiction. I can stop anytime I want. Anti-Trigger says, wow, pure evil, but then there's nothing new. Shronmore says, greetings, Birdo Prey 5, Mamo Prey 5, and Feloners. Greetings, Shronmore. Mamo Prey is waving. Yeah, Mamo Prey, of course you can say something. Uh-huh. Why, you think somebody thinks you broke into my computer without my knowledge? Okay, so Mama Prey wants me to just clarify for anyone who was at Anti-Trigger's stream this morning, Rational Roundtable stream this morning when I was outside, live guest from Skype. Mama Prey was using my laptop inside, but I had purposely left my laptop open and to Anti-Trek Rational Roundtable stream playing because I knew Mama Prey was going to be at my bed getting the bed ready for when I came back in. So that was the laptop that was right in front of Mama Prey's face when I guess she heard questions being asked. So she typed in the response as me, not because she uses my account or anything when I'm not here, but because I had specifically left the computer open for her to see and hear and use while I was outside, because I knew that's where she would be. She'd be next to my computer doing everything she needed to do for getting me, for when I get ready to come back. Yeah, getting the bed ready for me coming back into the house. I don't know. It seems like she was afraid that people, I don't know. So she respects my privacy. You need not worry that if you send me something that Mama Prey will read it, I guess. I mean, is that what you're afraid of?
No, I'm just saying I would never go on your computer.
I should never go on my computer uninvited or without my knowledge. Okay. It just seems doesn't seem like anybody thought that you did. I just... Okay. Okay, well. Sassy, what about you? You'd go on my computer without asking. I know you would. You have. Yosef says irrational square desk with Birdo Prey 5. Irrational square desk? The hell does that mean? Anti-Trigger says that grappler is cool. Mr. Lundell's groovy movie says Qapla, Qapla. Sci-Fi says I do like that grappler. Yeah, I think we all do. Showmore says, and greetings to Sassy, chaser of cats, eater of cookies, stalker of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. Were there squirrels outside just now, Sassy? And Anti-Trigger says, Bird, in Just Cause 4, the grappler is improved about 100x. Well, I don't think I'm gonna... I mean, listen, Just Cause 3 is fun enough because it was cheap enough, but I don't think I'd have enough fun to buy Just Cause 4 right now. Aberjam says, one of the best things in Just Cause is the wingsuit. You know, I just got to the point in Just Cause 3 that I was just given the wingsuit, and I'm trying to get to that bridge to blow it up. I'm having a hard time landing on the bridge with the wingsuit and the parachute. But then I did do it, but then I had a hard time getting up to the overlook using the grappler, because ever since I've had this improved grappler, I just can't get it to work like the old grappler. All I want it to do is work like the old grappler, except when I need it to not work like the old grappler. Now it barely works at all. Trek95 says, hi all, welcome Trek95. Aberjam says, greetings. Okay, I'm not going to read the hellos between each other. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey. The thumbnail is the opening scene of my new intro. Yes, it looked like it. Very cool. Aberjam says, Anti-Trigger, I'm glad you like it. All done on a small smartphone. That's all I've got. Lol. Sci-Fi Nation says, Aberjam, until a couple days ago, all my vids, even the ones that were all on my phone all my vids, even new ones, were all on my phone for voice work or complete vids. My edited ones were edited on a PC, but voice was done on the phone. Shrowmore says, Bird of Prey, it's not cheating if the game lets you do it. Absolutely. It's also not cheating if the game doesn't know you're doing it. Josh Reed says, Sci-Fi, you're not making your own thumbnails. I'm unsubbing. Mark Andy says, Mamo what? Mamokun. Mamokin Theater? Mocan Theater? I don't know what you're saying, Mark Andy. Sorry about that. Sci-Fi Nation lols. Tubian says, Bird of Prey, oh wow, didn't know you're literally a head in a jar. So I guess the guy we see on camera is just a puppet. Yes. Like Phalix or the Nobody would be afraid of a head in a jar. Yeah. I'm basically just a head in a jar. And the water needs to be changed. Sci-Fi Nation just subbed to you, Aberjam. Am I not subbed to Aberjam? I gotta check. I'm checking, Aberjam. Go into channel. Son of a bitch, I wasn't subscribed. But I am now, and I clicked that bell. Let's see. Although the latest videos is saying 5 months ago. But whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Sci-Fi Nation, I just read that. Mark Andy says Snoop Mamo Pray, your God, Snoop Mamo Pray, your God-given right. And Anti-Trigger says irrational square desk. Oh, less than irrational roundtable. Gotcha. Square desk compared to roundtable. This is irrational. Irrational pi desk. Because pi is irrational. I don't know. Aberjam says, cool, thank you, Sci-Fi Nation. Alexander's in the house is Bird Jar Life. It's a good name for a stream. Thank you. Hashtag Jar Life. Oh, hashtag Jar Life. I get it. Joseph says irrational square desk with Berto Prey is the opposite of upgrade. Is the opposite / upgrade of rational roundtable. Get it? Now I do. And Mark Andy says irrational Hollywood Squares, a game for the whole chat. Shromore says, Aberjam, I subscribed again to your channel. I've been sub before, but seems YouTube unsubscribed me. And Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, how are you? Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey, I think Alexander needs to go before the Kurogan Board of Seditions, Acts, and Treasons for his last statement. It's okay. We believe in mostly free speech here. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, Annie Mia did a live stream on Facebook. It was one of the greatest streams ever. Okay, I don't know who Annie Mia is, but I also don't care. I'm glad it was a good live stream. And Alexander's asking Anti-Trigger if he's going to stream tonight. I believe he is. Aberjam says, I want the grappler to act like a grappler, except when I don't. Yeah, well, that's true. That is what I said. The old grappler. Mark Andy can't hear her. That's okay. I said what she was talking about. Not Ryan Johnson with a $5 super chat. Thank you. A head in a jar, trying to use a flying suit to blow up a bridge. Sounds like a better TV show than STD or STP. Well, I will grant you the execution of it would be a better TV show than either, but just from the pitch of it, I'm not sure. The pitch doesn't do a hell of a lot for me. Josh reads his breaking news. Bird of Prey admits to cheating and wants to cheat more. It's not cheating. It's not cheating when you're not playing against other people. Okay. Mr. Captain 93. If Bird doesn't cheat, does he do anything? Of course I do things. Joseph says, sub to me. I have 0 videos. Okay, Joseph. Everybody should sub to Joseph Patrick right now. Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, did you had Star Trek motion picture action figures when you were young? They were made by Mego. Cheater Opry 5 says Mr. Captain. And Anti-Trigger says he had the TOS action figures, not the TMP ones. Shromore says already sub to Yosef. Anti-Trigger wants Dear Bop. No, Dear Bop. Alexander says Anti-Trigger TOS was the clothes that you can remove or something like that. Yeah, Anti-Trigger liked to remove the clothes on his Star Trek dolls and see what was underneath. Joseph says thanks, I guess, Shromore. Anti-Trigger says Alexander, yes, the 12-inch action figure had cloth shirt and pants, rubber boots, etc. Of course he'd know. Sci-Fi Nation says Mr. Miles like 100 subs and can't understand why you need to get him or Cam. Mr. Miles has like 100 subs and can't understand why you need to get him on cam or stream. It's my understanding that Mr. Miles does not want to go on camera or stream. And if Mr. Miles doesn't want to go on camera or stream, then Mr. Miles doesn't go on camera or stream. Unless we change his mind. Jim says Kurogan Dirtbag Bird, born in the USA, is always the best choice. Thank you, Aberjam. Sci-Fi Nation says Aberjam just won the internet. Yes, definitely for today. Mr. Captain says press 5 if you want Anti-Tricker to grease up Bird with tanning oil. Why? Why would you say that? Anti-Tricker says Sci-Fi, he's not interested in it, or he would have already. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, well, yes, Mr. Miles. Yeah, he's not interested. And Anti-Tracker pushes every number but 5. Thankfully. Alexander says Anti-Tracker, they were on at the same frame than the original G.I. Joes. They were on the same frame. Is that a question or a statement? Sci-Fi Nation says it's nice to see his works in progress, Anti-Tracker. You could get a huge making editing for dummies videos, I bet. Anti-Tracker says Alexander, I believe that. Stromore says Sci-Fi Nation at Kurogan Capital is akin to Mega City 1. We even have Kurogan judges keeping law on the streets. It's true. That's true. The Judge Dredd system of justice has been adopted in Kuroga City. Next, we're going to come up with RoboCops. Nothing ever goes wrong. Sci-Fi Nation says Stromore is a fellow Kurogan. I believe you. Mr. Captain says Bird of Prey, how did you meet or find Anti-Tracker? And did you do videos before you were a favorite target of Anti-Tracker? Well, that's a decent enough question. Yes, I did videos before Anti-Tracker. I had like 100 videos, but they weren't videos meant for public, and they weren't me talking to anybody. They were just videos I either captured from my security cameras or videos I uploaded for share with my friends, clips from TV shows or newsreels, clips where me or my website got mentioned, things like that. Nothing of interest to 99% of the people now. And they've all since been either completely removed from the channel or unlisted because, frankly, the way the YouTube algorithm works, any listed video that doesn't jive with the theme of my channel hurts my channel. Because I noticed like a month or two ago, before I did this big purge, that I had this really popular video out. I think it was maybe it was a month ago. Maybe it was more, maybe it was this recent one. The Star Wars, the video I put out right before Rise of Skywalker hit theaters. I put out that it was, the reviews were making Rise of Skywalker look awesome. And it was going to be a great movie. And I got like 7,000 views on it in a couple of days, which for me is a hell of a lot of views. I know for big channels like Anti-Tracker, they can get that in a day without a problem. But for me, a couple of days, get 7,000 views. That's pretty damn good. But I saw, because I had a good video, they were advertising some of my old videos. And they were advertising to other people old, security cam footage I had in my channel that nobody would give a shit about. It wasn't funny. It wasn't interesting. It had nothing to do with the way my channel is now. So I was like, you see, every time they advertise this video and nobody clicks on it, or somebody does click on it and they click immediately off it, this all hurts my channel analytics. So I got rid of all the unrelated videos. This way, if I get another good video and YouTube recommends an old video, the old video is still something to do with Star Trek or sci-fi And, it's more likely to be received well by the person who was viewing my previous video. As for how I met Anti-Trekker, a couple of years ago, I guess it was not long after Discovery came on the air, I was just I don't know what I was doing, I was searching or whatever, and I came across Lore Reloaded, and I started when Lore Reloaded was doing a lot of live streaming. At the time, I got really into Lore Reloaded's live streams, and he mentioned Anti-Trekker, and I went to Anti-Trekker, and then I was like, wow, this is when Anti-Trekker was doing his good live streams, when he was still, before he became a big-time YouTuber with 13.2 thousand subscribers, when he was only like, I don't know, 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers. I became a big fan of Anti-Trekker, and Anti-Trekker, and I joined, I never thought I'd have a Patreon account, and like within a month or two, I created a Patreon account, and I started giving to both Lore and Anti-Trekker. And since then, I've started giving to a lot of other channels, both via Patreon and now Subscribestar, which for my own channel, I only use Subscribestar because I got pissed at Patreon over their politics. And yeah, so that's how I got to know Anti-Trekker, through Lore Reloaded. And I felt bad because I was giving Lore Reloaded $3 and Anti-Trekker $5. But I don't think Lore had a $5 option at the time. I think it was $6, and I was like, eh. So yeah, that's how it started. And after watching Lore and Anti-Trekker stream for a while, and then finding out about Doomcock and Erotic and all the other, even Steve Shives I was watching for a while, his Trek Actually videos. And then I said, hey, if Steve Shives can do this, I can do this. So then I figured, let me try and stream. But the real thing happened when I was pissed about my hospital bed being broken 2 years ago, almost now. Was it 2 years ago? A year ago? A little over a year ago. And that was what really made me do my first quote-unquote bed life stream. So really the first hospital bed video is what I consider my first real YouTube video. I had done a couple of uploaded videos, not streams, before that were pretty tough. I mean, it took me forever to do, and they really weren't all that interesting. But I would say my first hospital bed rant against my hospital bed, I really consider that the beginning of my YouTube career, if you will.
And you had all your costumes.
Yes, back in the Mama Praise, reminding me I used to do more costumes back in the early days. We still have them, but I just haven't used them lately. Richie Poole says hello. What's going on? Welcome, Richie Poole. Just talking today. If anybody's got any questions, usually I play a game on Sunday, but I figured, you know what? There's actually the reason why I'm not playing a game also is because, frankly, I got a lot of new subscribers over the last 5 or 6 days, ever since the Star Trek Picard reviews came out. And I wanted to give any new subscribers a chance to say hello and ask questions if anyone is here. That usually when I'm playing a video game is just much harder to do. On a slower stream like this, I can say hello and take questions if anybody new actually shows up. Yes, Mama Bray. Okay, so Mama Bray is going to talk a little later.
not.
A little serious stuff, but you're going to talk a little bit later. She's not quite ready. Anti-Trigger wants Dear Boff. Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, I got Mr. Spock from Mago from a neighbor. When I was young, it was second-hand toy because I was too young at motion picture time, but I was glad I have Spock. Trek figures are rare. Speaking of second-hand stuff, did I save that? Oh, I didn't save it. You know what? It's just as well. It would make everybody sick if I had. There was an article. There was an article on Amazon. A woman who bought some diapers for her kids from Amazon, and she bought it from Amazon's overstock department, which is where they get returns and they resell them. So it's like open box stuff, but it's supposed to be in good condition open box stuff. And Amazon claims that they verify and check everything before they reship it. But they're selling things that have been returned, but are supposed to be returned in good condition. So you get a pretty good discount, but it's supposed to be good stuff. Anyway, the woman got this, allegedly. This is allegedly. I mean, I don't see how this happens, but she says it did, and until we find out otherwise, I'll take her for her word. She got this box. She noticed it was heavier than usual, but she didn't have lights on. She put it down. And when she finally came to look at the box, and she noticed the diapers were neatly packed, but they were completely soiled. Somebody returned a box of soiled diapers covered in plastic. So as soon as she opened one, she got the unmistakable stench of feces. And she was horrified and sickened. And of course, she had a baby who was born premature. So it had a bad immune system. So she said that she had to wipe the baby down with alcohol wipes, which I don't think you're supposed to wipe a baby down with alcohol wipes, but I don't know. She said she wiped the whole house down, and of course now Amazon is looking into the matter. But I forgot. I didn't put that up because Mamo Prey's outside. But if I had told that story while Mamo Prey was here, she would not have been happy. But we can look at this while we're here. First look at Star Trek Picard. This was tweeted out today by Star Trek, StarTrek.com comic. We can take the webcam off since I'm not on it. So these are 19 pictures, 19 or 20 pictures from the upcoming Star Trek Picard first episode. So we've got Picard looking out his vineyard. We've got, I believe this is Yu. So we see Yu has been deborged, much like Jerry Ryan. 7 of 9. He's still got a few critical pieces in place, but he's been deborged. Now here, of course, we have the girl who's the key to everything, I believe. And she's wearing this hexagon badge, as is this guy, who I believe is the pilot or the captain of the ship. I don't know what this hexagon badge is for, but we see it later. Now you see, even here, now I assume these look like prisoners or something. They're wearing the hexagon badge. So I don't know why the pilot would have been wearing it up here. Maybe I'm mistaken. But here it looks like she's going through a security scanner or something. And here we have Picard sporting a sweater. Fancy sweater instead of a uniform in his villa. Now here are the two, I believe these are the two Romulans that we saw in the Countdown comic. Now, if the Countdown comic is what they say it is, these two Romulans are married. They used to be Tal Shiar agents. At least that's the story they've told to us so far in the comics. And they helped Picard escape being a prisoner on Uyat Beta colony of Romulus. Because what happened was the Romulan governor of Uyat Beta, Picard came with his ship, the Verity, and he was supposed to help get 10,000 people off the planet, 10,000 Romulans off the planet to evacuate. So I guess the Verity is supposed to be able to hold 10,000 extra people. I mean, I don't know, but that's the impression we got. They were supposed to be able to hold 10,000 people. But once he beamed down, he saw that there was a native population of the planet that they were using as slave labor. And he's like, how many of those people are there? And they were like, there's 5 million of them. And he lost his shit because he's like, I can't rescue all 5 million. I've only got room for 10,000. And the Romulan governor's like, well, that's good because it's only the Romulans that are leaving. They're staying. They're primitives. Nobody gives a shit about them. You're not going to save the trees and the rocks. You're not going to save them. And frankly, if that was a native population that had no interaction with the Romulans, I think the Prime Directive would have let them all die. They would have let them die. But because, I guess, the Romulans were using them as slaves, Picard made a big stink. So the Romulan governor had him arrested. And then these two Romulans, along with the natives uprising, they were able to break Picard out. And then, of course, it turned out that the natives weren't primitive after all. It was just they liked to live as primitive. But they actually had a secret city in the center of the planet or something where gravity doesn't work. I don't know. It's all a lot of bullshit. And then we got Picard with the one cute girl who will be on the show. Don't know her name. Then we have, this was Picard's first officer, Rafi Musiker. Rafi Musiker was his first officer on the Verity in the comic, and she calls Picard JL. She in the comic book, when Admiral Picard was an admiral and she was his first officer, she'd say, "Hey JL, hi JL. Oh, JL, that's terrible. What are you doing here, JL?" She calls Admiral Picard JL, and he seems okay with it. So this is Rafi Musiker, and I hate her. I despise her character from the comic book. She is a stuck-up, entitled you-know-what. And, okay, we got Picard. I don't know. I guess this is a close-up of Picard at the same table with Musiker. We got some alien plants. I don't know what the hell. And then here he is. He's putting on looks like he's Starfleet uniform, an old uniform perhaps. And we got some Romulans in the back, though he doesn't have a comm badge. But this is certainly reminiscent of a Starfleet uniform. These look like some old Romulans in the back. Maybe that's 10 of 20. Okay. So it looks like these are the same old Romulans that were in this. I think this lady and this lady's the same lady. So this guy is a Romulan samurai. I don't know. I don't know what the hell that means. But he's a Romulan samurai. He walks around with with some type of sword in his back. And yeah, he's Romulan, and you say, oh, this doesn't look like Romulans, because Romulans in TNG had greenish skin, and they had some brow ridges, and you're like, well, I'll grant you in TOS, Romulans didn't have brow ridges. Why did they have brow ridges in TNG? Now, there's no official canon. There's no official canon as to why Romulans in TNG and DS9 had head ridges. My head canon is that we know during TOS, Romulans and Klingons had a treaty where they exchanged technology. Now, I suspect that not only did they exchange technology, but that Romulans and Klingons interbred quite a bit. That maybe Romulan women found Klingon men particularly attractive. I don't know. And that the Romulans we see in TNG actually have a little Klingon blood in them. That's just my theory. And that's why they have slight brow ridges. But it seems in Picard they've gone back to the TOS look of Romulans in that they look exactly like Vulcans. Which is fine. It's not something I'm going to complain about because it is closer to what it was in TOS. But these guys look even more human than Vulcans ever looked. I mean, because there was more to Spock than just his ears. Now Vulcans look just like humans, just with pointy ears. But Spock had like a skin color, a stoicness of them. Now they seem like in the short track, where we saw a Vulcan principal. The Vulcan principal was showing emotion. He was showing he was disgusted. Not disgusted. He was showing he was upset with the girl, with Kima. He was mad at Kima for coming late, and he showed it. And then we saw distraught in his face and panic even when Mars was being attacked. So he was showing all types of emotions. So I think they literally just forgot that Vulcans aren't supposed to show emotions. Here we get a close-up of Picard. Oh, and maybe he's playing poker or something. He's got to win some money to win a bet. Maybe to get somebody on his crew. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's just playing for fun. We don't know. But, yeah. Yeah, 12 of 20. Okay, here we go. Picard with the cute girl, I guess. Looks like they're sitting. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be behind them. I don't even know. It's a glass table. It doesn't even look futuristic. This could be anybody's backyard furniture set. There is nothing in this scene that lets me know that it's 2385 or 2399 and not 2006. Right? This could come out of the IKEA catalog, or maybe not IKEA, but certainly Macy's, if Macy's still has catalog from 10 years ago. There's nothing particularly of interest there. Okay, so now we've got this guy who I believe is the captain of the new ship, and the girl who knows everything, or is the key to everything, and I don't know where they are. I'll grant it, at least this looks futuristic, but I don't know what we're supposed to be seeing in the background. Is it a bar? Is it a science lab? I have no idea. I mean, what's with these floor things? This wall almost looks like a board cube. I don't know. Okay, so now we got Picard at Starfleet. He's got a visitor's badge on. It says visitor. It's got the Starfleet emblem sideways and cut out. So it's pretty cool. I think it's cut out. It could be black, but it looks like it's cut out. And it says visitor. And I believe this is the female admiral he was talking to, who tells him to go pound sand. We don't care about shit anymore, she says. Or we're not your Starfleet. Get the hell out of here. And then I think this is the first one. Him looking out the vineyard. looking out the window at the vineyard. I assume that's his vineyard. And this is another, there are so many that you have no idea that this actually takes place in, 300 years in the future. Because nothing looks particularly futuristic. So these are the Romulans that are his friends, supposedly. And at the very beginning of the Countdown comic, they've come to his vineyard, and they're having some worries whether they should have come to him for help or not. And the lady says, well, we had to come to him. We owe him. Yeah, we owe him for saving our lives. We owe him for everything. But the guy's like, but they'll never, do you see how they look at us here? Like the Romulans are like the scum of the galaxy, right? Like Admiral Cartwright had warned in Star Trek VI that the Klingons would become the alien trash of the galaxy if they let them in. And well, apparently, Romulans have become the alien trash of the galaxy. And people look at Romulans and they're like, get not in my backyard, get away. And Picard's the only one who cares about Romulans. And then, of course, the girl who's going to come looking for help. I know I can trust you. Oh no, I guess it's just a button. I was like, why is there a comm badge so low? No, it's not a comm badge. And she's got gloves. I was looking. I was like, is there something we're missing? Because it kind of looks down here. She's almost a little gray. Like, I was almost wondering, is she really hiding a Borg body? But, because it looks just a bit gray. Like, almost like a Borg queen would. If, only the head of the Borg queen was humanish. And everything else was grayish. I think I still see it. It very well could be. But I really don't think that they're going to say that the rest of her body is all Borg. And her hands are human, so. Or at least organic. We'll put it that way. Although, it seems like she does have one polished nail and an unpolished nail. And this one also is unpolished. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe in the future, you only polish a single nail. And then we have Admiral or retired Admiral, Ambassador, whatever, Picard, having a glass of wine with number one. Number one, of course, being his pit bull with the clipped ears and no tail, because apparently humans still do that in the future to their animals. And for God knows what reason, he has this old bicycle up here. And again, this could come out of what? This could be, and in a bathtub. He's got a bathtub out there. This could have been any time. This could have been any time taken the last, from 100 years ago to up to the future. God knows. Nothing here looks futuristic. And here we get something futuristic. This is the last scene, and this is Picard, I believe, talking to the guy who's going to be the captain of the ship that they're going to be flying around having adventures with. So here we go. We gotta look at Star Trek Picard. Probably the best look we're going to get before the episode comes out on the 23rd. And I know I didn't do any comments during that very long time. So let's get back to the comments. Alexander says, bird of prey, Asian Muslim wife, born in the USSR, married in Cuba. Cuba is the best choice. It certainly is. Chief Cook says hi to Sci-Fi. And Anti-Trigger says cool to Alexander. No, they didn't get married yet. Sci-Fi Nation says, just thought Anti-Trigger not trying to push anyone doing stuff they don't want. Oh, what did they mean? Oh, well, Anti-Trigger's trying to push me into doing Dear Bob. Avajam says, don't be stingy, old bird. Toss a coin to your trekker. Toss a coin to your trekker. I don't know. Azine says, hi, folks. How are we? Qapla, Azine. We're good. Sci-Fi Nation wants to know what exactly is Space Engine. It's basically, I'm sure Anti-Trekker explained it. Richie Pools says, Bird of Prey says huge. The same way Trump does. I am traumatized. Huge. Huge. Anti-Trigger says it's a space simulator, just space. When I have a star field in the background, I make it in Space Engine. Yes. You galaxies, planets. It's pretty cool, but it's buggy as hell in my experience. Sci-Fi says, like Bird is using. No, I just downloaded a free, all what's it? Public access. No, anybody could use. Free to use star loop of 60 minutes. 60 minutes of a star field in a loop. So actually, when we get to an hour, if we would ever get to 1 hour without me changing the scene, then you would see it change. You would see it freeze and go back. The thing with Anti-Tracker is that he can do it dynamically, so he can have a galaxy. He can move through an entire galaxy. He could have a planet in the distance that you slowly get closer to. You can go in orbit of. I have it too. I downloaded it too. It's just too buggy for me to really care about. Joseph says, Bird of Prey, Hungarian Christian wife, born in Slovakia and married in a church is the best choice. Joseph, I think lots of choices are the best choice. Anything that gets you happily married is the best choice. Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, I'll buy on eBay Star Trek the motion picture, Mr. Spock again. We can get a loose one for a few bucks. Anti-Trigger says, 7K in a day for me is very rare. Whatever, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Joseph says, 22 watching and 9 likes. Fix that, Flock. Thank you. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, if you stop to deny your she-male friends, maybe they'll be glad to help your channel. We're good. We're good. Sci-Fi Nation, Bird of Prey, girly gamer girl that's extremely cute with an unfortunately genetically inherited terminal disease as a wife and life partner is the way to go. Like I said, anything that gets you happily married is the best choice for you. Sci-Fi Nation, that reminds me, Bird of Prey, my renewal for your subscribe star on Anti-Trigger's website coming up. Thanks for the reminder, bud. Oh, you are welcome, and thank you, Sci-Fi Nation. It should remind people, but it always helps to have a heads up. Joseph says, on mobile phones and tablets, close the chat, hit like, and then reopen the chat to check. Yes. John DeMarco says, greetings. Welcome, John DeMarco. John DeMarco says, I first heard about Anti-Trigger from Lore, although I rarely watch Lore these days. I still watch Lore, assuming I'm available when he's streaming, and assuming it's just Lore streaming, because I cannot take Kaltwalski or whoever the other person he streams with. If it's Lore streaming, something Star Trek related, I definitely try to watch. And his videos I watch. But when he's streaming with Kaltwalski, no. I look, I see, I say goodbye. I don't have time to deal with Kaltwalski. And the chat jumped. There we go. Alexander says, I know nothing about computer stuff. I would be glad to have a live stream with the special effects. Well, if you use StreamYard and you find an animated GIF, because StreamYard can let you put in an animated GIF as the background. So I've seen people do a star field in StreamYard You just have to find the right short animated GIF for it to work. Anti-Trigger says, yes, finally, after working on it for 2 days, he got Space Engine to load. Congratulations. Tubian says, does your fiance really have a terminal disease? Yes, it's called Huntington's disease, says Sci-Fi Nation. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, I could do videos about the Lone Ranger, KHL hockey cards, Jonah Hex, and Hooters. Well, Alexander, I don't know that I'm interested in any of those videos. Maybe Lone Ranger. But, you should do. You should do whatever videos make you, is interesting for you. Mom O'Prey and Sis O'Prey are talking dinner. Richie Pools is pay-per-view cage match. Pay-per-view cage match. Bird of Prey versus Hospital Bed. I'd lose. And the trigger says, so Bird does not want them to see how he's really is cheating. Mr. Cadden says, where does the name Caroga come from? Caroga comes from a town in upstate New York called Caroga Lake, New York, which is where my family has had a property and a house that I would visit. As my parents would take us up there as kids. My grandparents would take us up there. And then when I got old enough, I'd go up there with my friends quite a bit. And I really, really enjoyed it. There's 300 acres my grandfather had, and a house that they had completely redone in the 80s. And it was beautiful. It is now, unfortunately, falling apart. It used to have a full-size barn and a full-size shed on the property. But over the years, the barn collapsed when I was just a kid. And then the shed collapsed when I was an adult. And they've since been, reclaimed by the earth. But still, it's a really fun place. And I enjoyed going there until I got sick. And I really miss going there. So I borrowed the name Caroga for the great nation of Caroga. Josh Streets' Bird has got tired getting his butt handed to him from the bridges. No, I was going to do the bridges, but to be honest, a lot of people find the bridge game boring. And I can't blame them, because I can't do comments and build bridges at the same time. It doesn't work. The screen is too far away. I can't be looking at what I'm doing and answering at the same time. So, unfortunately, the bridge game turns into a pretty boring stream. Mr. Londell says, let's trash the new Picard show. Well, I'm not trashing it, but I will once it starts. I mean, I will trash Patrick Stewart and the directors and whatnot on all the things they've said about the show. I will trash them for that, but the show itself, until I actually see it, I can't trash it. And there's always a chance it's good. I mean, it's not a great chance, but there's a chance. And there's not going to be a Dear Bop. There is not going to be Dear Bop today. Dear Bop will be tomorrow for Monday Bed Life. So please, Anti-Tracker and anyone else, stop putting in Dear Bop repeatedly into the chats. Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, Bird of Prey, I go eat and come back. Okay, Alexander, take care. Sci-Fi Nation says, Tubian, that's why I have nothing but love for Mama Prey and everything she does for Bird. I'm in the same boat, so to speak. Plus, working 5 days a week. Fortunately, work is 2 doors away. Anti-Fracker says, I'm glad Bird's channel has grown, but I want it to grow a lot more. Just like I did for Neurotic, Mecha, and Doomcock. Yes, thank you, Anti-Trekker. We all want it to grow a lot more. Yosef says you can still sell underwear to Japan. I mean, like thongs. They end up in vending machines. Maybe diapers are the next level. Maybe. Richie Pools' Birds Gaming definitely has enormous potential for massive growth. A little boost from Doomcock or Gary or Mead or Mecca would be nice. Well, Doomcock and Nerdrotic both definitely tell people to check out my channel fairly regularly. It's just, it's hard to capture an audience. I will say I'm always changing. I think, let's put it this way. With Star Trek Picard coming out in a few days, in a couple of weeks, the channel's either going to grow or it's not. Oh, come on, Anti-Trigger, stop texting me. Now I told him to stop posting it. So he started texting me. You're going to get your phone blocked for spamming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 7 times he sent Dear Bop in a text. Did you send a Dear Bop, Anti-Tracker? Is that it? Is there a specific Dear Bop you want me to read? Anyway, with Picard coming out, we're going to see, because I'm going to be doing every week, I'm going to be doing reviews of Picard. And I'll be honest, I got quite a bit of new subscribers over this last few days with this Picard and the short track review. So, we'll see what happens. If maybe Picard will help me like Discovery helped Doomcock and Anti-Tracker and Nerdrotic. Sci-Fi Nation says that's speciesist. Joseph says Richie Poole, totally agree, but we would lose Bird. No, you wouldn't lose Bird. John DeMarco says, oops, we were right. We need more diversity of haircuts. Richie Poole says Bird will take us along with him. Absolutely. John DeMarco says, oh great, Commander Romulan Expert is going to be one of the main characters. Yes, she is, and that is another thing that bothers me. Azines is a Romulan weeb. A weeb? Did I say weeb? John DeMarco says, at least we got some classic Romulan hair in the background. Dear Auntie. I can't do Dear Auntie. Anti-Trigger says, maybe Romulan women have 2 vajayjays. No. What are you guys talking about for dinner? What? Taco Bell? Is that a joke? Okay. Okay. So we're going to have Taco Bell for dinner. We had a late lunch. No, it's fine. I honestly didn't think I'd see the day. But that's good. I'm all for it. That's why I didn't think we'd have it again. I don't know what they deliver on everything, I think. Romulans have Klingons doing the Humpty dance. It always comes down to the... No! Anti-Trigger says Romulans, like Vulcans, do it with their hands. So they do have... No! What the hell? Mr. Londell says Bird of Prey. It's a very bad theory. Might I suggest you rethink it? Which theory? Anti-Trigger says in Romulan women have much stronger... No, it's not Spock. It does look like Ethan Peck. Josh Street says Bird of Prey. The glass table looks like it's from the interview trailer. Dr. Alex says Qapla, Dr. Alex. Miss Londell says the aesthetic of this show sucks. I don't think it's even Trek. Yeah, it doesn't look like Trek. It doesn't. Joseph says Dr. Alex, indeed, but I got no notification despite the reminder. I am sorry. Yeah, Dr. Alex did a premiere today, but unfortunately I missed it. And I haven't yet watched it. But it is in my email along with his previous video to watch. Richie Poole says, I don't know, but maybe I'm too old for Star Trek, but this new Picard series doesn't look very promising. No, you're not too old, Richie. They changed on us. We didn't change on them. Yeah, you're not the only one, Richie. Yosef says it's very frustrating with YouTube. I was 4 hours ago at my computer, Dr. Alex. Sci-Fi Nation says so much for what we wanted to chat about, Sci. Well, we could chat about whatever you want to chat about now, but yeah, I did get into a Picard thing. Anti-Trigger says, obviously Bird has not seen The Witcher. I've only seen episode 1 of The Witcher, and I have other things to watch before I get to the rest of The Witcher. I'm just hit season 2 of Lost in Space. I really enjoyed season 1 of Lost in Space. So I'm looking forward to the second season of Netflix's Lost in Space. Watch The Witcher. Come on, get with the program, says Richie Poole. Come on, Richie Poole. There's only so much stuff I can watch at once. Daniel's Hot Topics says, Vertebrae, hey Vertebrae, have you ever played the game Doom? I mean, yeah, in like 1992, I guess I probably played Doom a couple of times. I didn't love Doom. I liked Wolfenstein much better than Doom. Like a bajillion times better. Doom was a little too hard for me. Wolfenstein was more my speed. Reams is here, says, hello everyone, Qapla Reams. Richie Poole says, The Witcher is very good. Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird of Prey, live long and prosper, my Trekkies. Take care, Daniel's Hot Topics. I'm sure you're long gone now. Reams is saying, yes, Dear Bops is the best. I can't believe you people even care about Dear Bop. It's gotta be so boring hearing me just talk about common sense. 09A Team says, what happened when wrenches spammed the chat? I don't know. I think they should get de-wrenched, but I just don't have time for that. Sci-Fi Nation is saying, Dear Mop. Oh yeah, Mama Pray still has to speak. But not this second. I know. I'm not saying to do it now. I understand. And Anti-Trigger put in a YouTube video link for me to look at. Ballad of the Tracker by Aberjam. Do we have permission to show this? Joseph has played Return to Capital Wolfenstein on hundreds of hours. Anti-Trigger says, check Skype. I've got it up, but Anti-Trigger, is this for me to watch later or for me to play live on the stream? Let me know. It's 2 minutes. 2.5 minutes. Which I could use 2.5 minutes to talk to Mama Pray. Yes, you can play it. I checked it, did not give me a copyright. Oh, so there is music. Okay, we'll play it. We will play it. We'll see what happens. We're taking Anti-Trigger's word for it. If my channel goes away, we all know who to blame. Hold on. What the hell is this? Is Aberjam singing? Okay. Hold on, let's get this. Go to, I'm going to raise the volume so you guys can possibly hear it. And hopefully that didn't blow out any eardrums. And This is the Ballad of the Anti-Tracker by Aberjam. So here we go, guys.
When a humble turd graced a ride along with Michael J. Crawford, along came this song. The Turdistan he fought, a bedridden devil, his army of clones at his jaw did they revel. They came after us, crossed the borderline, took all our offers to send down their mines, while the feathered beast read out Dear Bob. So cried the trekker, this madness must stop. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty. The vile Kurogans fled and hid what they had stole. Riorfan was shackled and kept in the cold. But he did not relent. The Turd King was hell-bent. He slayed the Kurogans, then to Bird's house he went. And with a mighty blow, he struck that button red. The mighty bird folded in two by his bed. That's my epic tale. Our champion prevailed. So let's drink a toast with some Romulan ale. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, the great Turdistan.
Wow. That was amazing. That was amazing, Aberjam. Are you professional? I'm gonna put the link in if nobody else did. That was amazing. Oh, we definitely got a like. Was this? Oh, it's unlisted, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, well, I don't know if the link should be shared, although I guess everybody can see it on top, so I will just share the link. I'm assuming that's okay since I played it. Very, very cool, Aberjam. A couple of places, I wasn't 100% sure of the words, but I very much enjoyed it. I could hear the spirit in it. It was, I am shocked. Very good. Yes, hats off. Had to crush my nuts for that last note, says Aberjam. Well, whatever you got to do. Aberjam says, lol, thank you, Bird of Prey. The music is not mine, but the voice is. Sadly. Sadly! That was an amazing voice. That was an excellent voice. I'd beat up Anti-Tracker to have a voice like that. I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. Just being honest. If God came to me and says you need to smack Anti-Tracker around a few times and you can have a voice like Aberjam, I'd say with a baseball bat or without a baseball bat. Darth Raven says, Bird of Prey, Dear Bob, sponsored by Beagle Bites. No, it is not. It is not. Sci-Fi Nations, I think Anti-Trigger decided to hit the eggnog a little hard tonight. John DeMarco says, nice trolling, Anti-Trekker. Richie Poole says, anonymous tracker needs advice. I'm suspecting that's the problem. If anonymous tracker really needs advice, he could just write it in Skype and I'll answer it. But no, beagle bites are not treats for beagles. Beagle bites are beagles. Sister O'Prey was not sure what beagle bites were. It doesn't. Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird of Prey. Tell Anti-Trigger to check Skype. Anti-Trigger, check Skype. Darth Revens is Bird of Prey. The children cry at night for their favorite shall's return. And they pray, dear Bop, and they beg for a Sunday, dear Bop, in the darkest hour. Dear Bop gives them hope to hopelessness. We pray for dear Bop. You son of a bitch, Darth Revan. You're gonna make me do Dear Bops. Sci-Fi Nations, Taco Bell, is that a joke? Bird of Prey 5. Yeah, that was a quote. Tubian says, Bird of Prey, I think weeb means an American guy who likes Japanese anime. I had no idea. Josh Reed says, Taco Ball Bird is going to feel the burn. Miss Londell says, Bird of Prey, rethink your Romulan head ridge theory. No, I like that head ridge canon. The Romulans got extra ridges from Klingons. Now, I know the Klingons in TOS didn't have the ridges, but that was a genetic defect. So it's possible that the ridges became activated when they mated with Romulans. It all works. The math works. I've double-checked it. Aberjam says, I thought weeb was for weed with boots on. Wow. Alexander says, Bird of Prey and Anti-Trigger, I'm back. Qapla back, Alexander. Anti-Trigger says, by the way, as soon as Bird is done, I'm going to destroy his drone facility. Great. Aberjam says, woot. Alexander says, Picard will be a big success. There will be 7 of 9. Well, Alexander, I hope you enjoy it. I suspect we get 1 or 2 scenes with 7 of 9. But you never know. Aberjam says, down with Kuroga. Why, Aberjam? Richie Poole says 7 of 9 is awesome. Well, is she still awesome is the question. Because I don't think she's even going by 7 of 9. I think she's going by her human name. Alexander's a Bird of Prey. I'm very proud to participate in the Jar Jar live stream. And we're proud to have you here. Sci-Fi Nation says, have fun with that anti-tracker. I think the missus wants to go live makeup for last night. Vile Mike says, Doom was awesome back in the day. Alexander says, Anti-Tracker, I didn't see your answer. Do you stream tonight? Yes, he streams right after. He said right after I'm done, he's going to start streaming. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, Doom, the movie was ridiculous. It was great. And I read the one Yosef played Return to Castle Wolfenstein for hundreds of hours. Richie Poole says, Dear Bop is our guiding light in this troubled and confusing universe. But if I do Dear Bop tonight, I'm not going to have enough Dear Bops to do tomorrow night. Vio Mike says, I did not play Wolfenstein until after playing Doom. Well, I played Wolfenstein first. That was probably why I got used to Wolfenstein. Darth Revens is Bird of Prey. You get it up and nowhere for it to go. And the Trigger says, Alexander, yes, but it will be a game stream. Oh, we got. If you heard the sirens passing, it was an ambulance, not the police. Aberjam made the song. Yes, very cool. Ballard. What else was I supposed to call it? Vile Mike says sci-fi. I played one of them on PS1 or Sega Saturn. Reem says, so is Wesley Crusher really dead? No, why would he be dead? What, in the Picard series? Darth Revan's Bird of Prey, Ballad, not Ballard. Whatever, Turrent, Ballard, Ballad. It doesn't matter. Azine says, haha, love it. Richie Poole says, very nice. Azine says, I just got that song out of my head. Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, yes, good song, but it was Aberjam's song. Joseph says, Golden Buzzer. Vile Mike, I object to the use of vile Kurogans and feel insulted. Yes, I did too, but you know, like Doomcock says, that genius is an affirmative defense. The song, the quality of that song, rose above his offensive use of the term vile Kurogans. Oh, you were mad because he said vile, not because he said vile Kurogans. God damn it. Reem says, what is this song? You have to ask Aberjam. Aberjam says, thank you. Reggie Poole says, did you sing this in your bathroom while sitting on the John? Nice acoustics. Azine says, it's toss a coin to your Witcher from the show. Oh. Okay, well, I didn't get to that part yet. Sci-Fi Nation says it sounds very 70s folkish, but very good, Aberjam. I put the link in. I read those, and Aberjam again says that the music isn't his, but his voice is. And the Trigger says, yes, I'm going to add some video, and it's going to be the intro into my gaming streams. Oh, very cool. Mr. Miles says, Aberjam, I'll tell you what. I told Anti-Tracker, if you learned auto-tune and tweaked it just a little bit, it could be a standalone video and do really well. But, I mean, listen, it could be a standalone video, but it could do really well. I don't know. I mean, listen, it's a great video, but it's great because of the 100 of us or so that know what the hell this is all about. I mean, is it it's a very niche market. I mean, listen, it blew me away, as I'm sure it blew 90% of the people in this chat away. But that's because we're the people that know what's going on. Anti-Tracker, Kuroga, Turtistan, all these in-jokes. The vast majority of Anti-Tracker's 13,000 plus audience doesn't know what the hell Kuroga is. Or Turtistan, for that matter. So would it be a great video? It would be a great video. But really well, is it going to get thousands and thousands of views? I would think it probably wouldn't. I've been wrong. I'll be honest. I've been so wrong. The video that Anti-Trigger got all those views on, that Borg video or whatever it was, that got like the 100,000 views in like a week, I thought was not going to do so well. But I was wrong about that, so I could be completely wrong. Sci-Fi says, Aberjam, did you just get Bird a copyright strike? Let's hope not. Vile Mike says, Aberjam, how dare you say Vile Kurogans in that song? I am not affiliated with them. I will complain to YouTube if it's made public. Alexander says, Anti-Trigger, Bird of Prey, do you think about the Message from Space Galactic Wars? I have never heard of Message from Space Galactic Wars. Aberjam says, sorry Mike, didn't realize Vile was your intellectual property. I think Caddy said it was okay. The Vile child allowed the use of the word vile. So, Aberjam says, Mr. Miles, all I have is a phone, no auto-tune. They've got to have auto-tune for cell phones by now. Sci-Fi Nation says, Aberjam, very good just for a cell phone. Aberjam is giving 2 ups to Mr. Miles. Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey, nobody proved Beagle Bites was made of beagles, though the cups are made out of homeless children, so you can taste their youth in every cup. Ban them. Sis O'Prey wants me to ban you, Darth Revan. Yosef says meth works. I double checked it, Vertebrae. Wow. Sci-Fi Nation says Kurogan math. Stop promoting Kurogan math. Vile Mike says Aberjam trademarked only in Canada, but as long as it's made clear that I'm not affiliated with Kuroga in the description, they are not good to be called vile. They're not good enough to be called vile. I think we need to ban more people than just Darth Revan. Mr. Miles says Aberjam, yeah, it was great for your phone, but you're wasting some talent by not investing into it. Could be so much better. It's a compliment because I never waste time putting crap through. Oh, through the editing process. There we go. Annika Hansen. Oh, yes, Annika Hansen is 7 of 9. Thank you, Yosef and Richie Poole. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, I want to become a partner of your channel. How do you become a partner of the channel? You just write me a check? I'll take a check. Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey, tell Sisso Prey if she brings Sassy, she can get free Beagle Bites meal, which is a bit rough to go down, and little Sassy sauce. Oh my god. Where does she meet you, she says. Well, he's in Ireland, so. Come alone, wow. Vile Mike says, Aberjam, I'm only kidding, of course. I was actually very well done. Even more impressive it was done on your phone. Indeed. Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey, I'm sending Korean dog worker for Sassy. He will be there in an hour. A Korean dog walker for Sassy. Sister O'Prey says she's not racist, but no. Alexander says, Anti-Tracker, do you like Message from Space Galactic Wars? Rambling Canuck says, Bird of Prey. In Season 2 DS9, there is an episode that is based around the Dax symbiont being stolen. Found myself asking, where the hell is everyone else on this damn station? What are your thoughts? Oh, Rambling Canuck, it's very, it's easy. They get everyone off the station because of a ion storm. They've evacuated the station, and all they have on the station is a minimum skeleton crew. Because I guess the skeleton crew can be, I don't know, irradiated by ion storm and no one else can. So, the episode opens with a captain's log, or commander's log, or actually station log, by Commander Sisko that the entire station has been evacuated except for senior staff due to an unusually strong ion storm. And then the aliens the Trill and the Klingons and the woman who come on to steal the symbiont pretend to be a shuttle or a ship that was caught in the ion storm. So they beam them off the ship right onto the station, and that's when the whole thing happens. But yeah, everybody's gone because of a convenient ion storm. The one and only time Deep Space Nine is evacuated for an ion storm. Aberjam says, toss a coin to you, dear Bob. Vile Mike says, Aberjam, I will probably like the song more when I finally get to Witcher. Still need to finish Black Mirror Season 5. No, you don't need to finish Black Mirror Season 5. They're just terrible. Aberjam says, Bird of Prey 5 is absolutely right. It's a niche market. It is. Unfortunately. But as Anti-Tracker grows, then maybe it'll be less niche. Miss Lundell says, toss a coin to your alpaca. Wow. Richie Poole says, Vile Mike, yeah, Black Mirror is only 3 episodes. And they will take long because they all suck. They all suck. You're not going to want to watch them. Aberjam says, Vile Mike, we are spoiled by all these streaming services. Vile says, Richie, it's even harder when you only have Hulu and must rely on friends for others. Mrs. Vile has Netflix. and my roommates have Amazon Prime. Alexander says, Bird of Prey, I would create the Gungan Soviet Socialist Republic. Alexander, if you go to the website nationstates.net, that's where Karoga was born. It's a browser-based game where you create your own country and you pass different laws and resolutions, and your country does better or worse based on the things that you do. And you do it all in the web browser. So that's how a bunch of us got started. And that was actually the birth of Karoga, was actually on nationstates.net. In fact, let me get out the URL for Karoga on nationstates.net. This way, if you do make a country on nationstates.net, you can join Karoga's. You can support Karoga if you so choose. But that's where we all started. That's where Karoga started. Now, I don't think Anti-Trekker ever technically made a Kurdistan, but a lot of other people like DJ and others made their own countries. But I think most of us, I only go back when I get an email saying that if you don't log in the next 5 days, they're going to erase the account. Vilemike says, Aberjam, not when you can afford them all and each only have 1 or 2 shows worth watching. Aberjam says, Bird of Prey, last verse, with a mighty blow, he hit that button, read the mighty bird folded in 2 by his bed. Yeah. But Aberjam, it was a good song, so I don't fault you for basically being treasonous against Karoga, but it's okay. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, I'm setting up my stream after you, no pressure, but you have forever first as a live stream viewer and guest number 1. Okay, Sci-Fi, so you and Anti-Trick are going to be going at it, while I will be eating Taco Bell. Alexander says, we'll speak on Discord to become partners. We'll see, Alexander. I don't know about putting up Soviet content, but if you need help getting a channel, you have a channel. Just post your videos to your channel. I'm subscribed. Dale Strafford. Welcome, Dale. Haven't seen you in a while. I think Alexander wants to become partners, as in Canadian or the Vermont way. I don't think so. Alexander has an Asian Muslim wife from the USSR that he's going to marry in Cuba very soon. And yes, Sci-Fi Anti-Trigger also says he's streaming. And I'm hopefully coming to the end of this because Taco Bell's on its way. Oh, Mamo Pray. Yes, Mamo Pray. Please, Mamo Pray. Now is a great time. When you're ready. I'm still reading comments. I forgot all about you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mamo Pray. Rambling Canucks says Bird of Prey must have missed that part because it annoyed me a bit, but lol, okay, it makes sense then. Must have missed that part. Yeah, the station being empty. Yeah, it's at the very beginning. So if you started at the credits or even maybe a minute in, you missed the whole point that the space station's evacuated. In fact, when we did the live review of that, because I'm on season 2 of Deep Space Nine from my Wednesday Deep Space Nines, and that was earlier in the season. We did it probably a few months ago. The very episode before that, they were contemplating evacuating the station, and it was this big to-do. It was going to take them weeks to evacuate the station. And then the next week, the whole station's evacuated for an ion storm. So it was ridiculous. Not only was it ridiculous that the whole station would have been evacuated. It was ridiculous that they couldn't evacuate the whole station in a timely manner the week before. Or the week before that. Like a week or two before. It was impossible to evacuate the station quickly. And that was just the non-Bajorans at the time. The Bajorans were allowed to stay. Alexander's a Bird of Prey. I'll help you in your cause to get a Rose Tico series. You know, Alexander, I'm not sure it was ever actually my cause. Darth Revens' Bird of Prey tells Sister of Prey to come alone. Is that an offer or a demand? I will make her a lovely Beagle Bites meal where fresh kitty cups might end up brother-in-law of Prey. Wow. Wow. Okay. Darth Revan. Richie Pools is Bird of Prey. Miley Cyrus episode is awesome. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Miley Cyrus episode. Mama Prey is here.
Are you guys ready for a serious conversation, or are you at a time where it's not a good?
Yeah, let's go serious.
Okay. Yeah.
This one. Ozzy, I could do game night on probably Friday, or Thursday. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening. I think it's Sunday, right?
Yes, it's Sunday.
Yeah, where do I start? I start by saying hello and thank you to everyone again. You guys really have no idea what a difference you've made, not only in Bird's life, but in my life. And I thank you for just being you. But now I'll get to something that I've been thinking about, because most of you realize, you know, our life here is different than most. And I'm not saying that it's worse than most. It's different. I mean, when there's snowstorms outside, I'm grateful that I don't have to get out there and fight traffic and snow, and, you know, there is no commuting to a job. There are perks to being in the house all the time, but it also gives you a lot of time to think. One of the things that's been popping up in my mind is going back through my life, little things that have happened that at the time I didn't know would be relevant in later years. Say post Bird getting sick. Prior to that, I would say I was a good person, but I wasn't always the most compassionate. I know we've spoken about the years right before Bird got sick. I was a customer service supervisor at JetBlue Airways. And I liked the job. I did. I worked crazy hours, crazy days. But being a customer service supervisor for an airline can get, stressful. I would get the people with problems. And many of those problems dealt with disabled people. I mean, there are some cute stories. One man came back from the TSA line, and they wouldn't let him through. And he was trying to explain, I think he said he had a defibrillator in his chest. He had not a pacemaker, but something like it. And the TSA agent didn't understand that it was inside him and kept telling him to take it out. That was, easily handled. But there was other things that weren't so easy. And I tried to do whatever I could for the people that needed help without giving away the store. I mean,
because there were some people that were just
Yeah.
They would come every week and try to just milk as much as they could from the system.
Yes. There was one man that got over on me, and then I found out that he did it every week. But the thing that I'm talking about being relevant in later life, I was in the gate area, and the plane hadn't loaded yet, and a woman came up to me crying. And she said, I need to change my son. I don't know how, is there a family bathroom here? And I didn't quite understand. And I walked over to where her son was. And there was a 18-year-old young adult, fully grown, in a wheelchair like Joe has now. There was an aide with them, and she explained to me that this is the first time her son was going away without her. He was going to some camp in Florida, and the nurse's aide was going with him, and she wasn't, and she was nervous. But in the meantime, they needed a bathroom to get him cleaned up before he got on the plane. And we didn't have a lot of time before boarding started. And I don't know how it is all over the country. I'm really not sure. But in New York and New Jersey, the Port Authority owns the airport. And they have responsibility over the area. The airlines basically rent the space. But the bathrooms are Port Authority. We did not have family bathrooms then. In that area, we had one men's room and one woman's room. I went over to the ladies' room, and there were a few women in it. And I went to the men's room, and I asked the man going in, please tell me how many men are in there. And he told me, and when they came out. In the meantime, before I did the men's room, I went into the ladies' room with the woman and the son in the wheelchair and the nurse's aide. And they went to the end into the lodge stall. But they needed to use the sinks also. And in order to give them privacy, as soon as the men's room emptied out, I sent the ladies into the men's room, asked the men to go use the restroom at the other end of the terminal, and just stood guard until the woman with the son in the wheelchair and the nurse's aide came out. They were done. We boarded him on the plane, and for a half hour, that mother just stood with me, thanking me and crying. Like I said, I wasn't the most compassionate, but for that woman, I did everything I could, and I felt so good that I could do it. Not realizing years later, I would basically feel and know exactly what she was feeling. No, Joe has never taken a plane ride since he's been sick, and we've never been in that exact position. But in any case, there are little things in life that come back later in life, and that was one of them that really hit me hard. But I got to go answer the door now.
Yeah, so Mama Pray, and what Mama Pray didn't say was that after all this happened, her boss told her, you didn't have the authority to do that. She didn't have the authority to close a Port Authority restroom. Here, Mama Pray.
Yes, that's the part I was getting at, my boss. But I looked at him, and I really didn't say anything, 'cause most of the time, I was not the person that did what had to be done and asked for forgiveness later. I usually followed the rules and got permission before I did anything. And this one time, I just knew there was no time to ask permission, and this poor woman and son had no other choice. And they deserved privacy in the bathroom, my God. But when my boss said that, I lost so much respect for him. I just looked at him, and I think if, you know...
And says, and good thinking, or well done,
oh, nothing.
or another happy customer. You went above and beyond. You know, all the things you might have said. You didn't have authority to do that.
Yeah, that's when I realized he...
This badge gives me the authority.
No. Anyway, there's one other thing that happened after Joe got sick. He was in a rehab center for 2 months. And right around the corner from the rehab center was a strip of stores. And I would go down and get food, because the food there was terrible.
A strip of stores, not stripper stores.
Yeah, strip of. Anyway. And there was a woman that I would pass. She was sitting on the steps of an apartment building on the corner. And she told me a story of her son being in the rehab center, nursing home / for 7 or 17, I can't quite remember, years, in a coma. And she would go every day to visit him. And I looked at this poor woman, because I'm sure she looked years older than what she really was. And you know what? I look in the mirror today, and I see that woman. I really do. I don't know why. I must have met thousands and thousands of people in my life. But, you know, those were 2 stories that just at the time didn't seem like it was going to matter. But they do now. Anyway, other than that, everything's good. I'm happy. I want everybody to be happy. And I'm going to get off of here now and not bring you down. Have a great night, and thank you again.
And thank you guys all for coming and watching and hanging out with me, listening, and Mama Pray. And I saw all your great comments, and I will let Mama Pray know all the people who said how much they thank Mama Pray and love Mama Pray. So thank you so much. But the Taco Bell has arrived. So I'm gonna sign out. Check out Sci-Fi Nation and check out Anti-Trekker, who will both be streaming momentarily, from what I've been told. Qapla All. Good night. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPray5.com, the new home of everything BirdoPray5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPray5 or on BirdoPray5.com. Take care.